But why pawpaw, you may ask? There are dozens, perhaps even hundreds of fruits that could thrive in Kenya. The key reason is that pawpaw is a tree people are familiar with and that has multiple uses. The fruit has traditionally been used to cure diseases related to vitamin A deficiency, while the leaves makes magira, a delicious and very nutritious vegetable dish in Kisii. The seeds are used for medicinal purposes and the pulp to brew a beer. The fruit is easily marketed for fruit salad, with a juice market a promising one farmers can tap in the future. Well, there are different varieties of pawpaws that farmers can explore in the country. Our farmer today, who ventured into pawpaw farming as a retirement plan after decades of being a teacher, told me that a wise choice of the best variety is something you must consider in order to make your pawpaw farming business significantly profitable. Well, join me to know which variety we are exploring today. Just like any other fruit, pawpaws are loaded with minerals as well as nutrients. But as you can see, the reason why I'm squatting like this is because the variety we are focusing on today is called semi-dwarf. As you can see, it's this short. There are many other varieties, but today we really want to give some keen interest on semi-dwarf pawpaws. Are you ready for this? Well, let's go meet our farmer today. Joroge.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello to you, Linda.
Habari zenyu?
Jema.
Kwanza shamba yako ni smart sana.
I'm happy to hear that.
Kazi nzuri.
Thank you. Yeah.
So nini inaendelea hapa?
We are preparing to demonstrate how you transplant a pawpaw seedling.
Sasa niko ready. Where do we start?
One, you start by digging the hole. First of all, you start by marking the holes, because you have to mark the distance. We have planted 2 meters by 2 meters in this shamba. So after establishing where the holes will be, you dig holes that are 2 feet by 2 feet. 2 feet wide, 2 feet deep. Yeah, like this one here. This is 2 feet, 2 feet. Depth, 2 feet. Then from there, we use 1 bucket of manure. Yeah, we mix the manure together with the soil.
With the topsoil?
With the topsoil, yeah. And we use the spade. We use the spade.
I can help you as well.
Yeah. Hey.
So after mixing like this?
After mixing like that, you just fill the hole with the mixture. Let me help you from the other side. You fill the hole with the mixture. Yeah. Using the spade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Na ni manure gani hii?
This is goat manure. Yeah.
So the most favorable one ni a goat manure.
Goat manure or farmyard manure. Any can do. Yeah.
So we mix again from inside?
Yeah, we mix again from inside.
Una
mix tena ikiwa ndani.
Na sijaona seedling iko karibu.
Seedlings are here. You'll see them. Yeah. After that, we normally water the hole before we plant the seedling.
Na ni irrigation, ama ni maji tu ya kawaida?
We normally use ground irrigation.
Oh, ground irrigation.
We do ground irrigation.
Ni kama faro.
So you see we have basins at the bottom of the trees. Yeah. Those basins are for holding water.
Na sijaona seedling iko karibu.
The seedling is here.
So seedling iko hapa.
Yeah.
First tell me about the seedling.
This seedling is prepared from seeds of Vega F1. Vega F1 is a semi-dwarf variety. It is one of the best varieties currently in Kenya.
So how many varieties are there when it comes to these pawpaws?
We have Malkia F1, we have Red Lady, we have Maradona.
And since you say this is the best,
this one is the best currently.
Why is it? Why do you consider it the best?
It is a rebreeding of Vega F1 by East West Seed. This one was rebred by Royal Seeds to be Vega F1 by Royal.
Njoroge, pawpaw varieties or seedlings look almost the same. How do you identify the difference?
One, the people who breed the seeds, we trust them. When they say that the seed is a hybrid of Vega F1, we trust what we say, what they say. Then, when you plant and you see the yield is as they said, then you are sure.
But are there fake seedlings?
There are some fake seeds, yeah. Especially the Vega F1. Someone who farms in Magadi, who is a farmer and a buyer, he informed me when he came to my farm that the Vega F1 by Royal Seeds is such a good variety that there are some people who are faking the seed.
Ah, I see the water is here.
The water is here.
Okay. So you water the whole?
We water the whole.
Okay.
And we water enough to make sure that all the soil is wet. It takes time for the water to settle. Yeah.
So even as we wait for the water to settle, how do you identify the fake seedlings?
The unfortunate thing is that the farmer will never know that the seeds are fake until they are mature and they have fruited. So the farmer incurs a lot of loss. Yes. You bought the fake seeds, you prepared your farm, you bought the manure, you have been paying the workers, and then after 80 months, that is when you discover that your trees are not yielding the quality they should because the seeds are fake. But these ones are actually original. So
which variety is this that you have in your farm and where is it from?
This one is Vega F1 by Royal Seeds. It is a semi-dwarf variety. Yeah, semi-dwarf variety means they do not grow very tall, but they are also not as short as the dwarf varieties. Dwarf varieties are shorter, the semi-dwarf are relatively taller. So
Njoroge, still speaking about this seedling, how do you take care of it so that you can get a good variety or it grows so well? How do you do it?
Number one, you buy the seeds. When you buy the seeds, you prepare a nursery bed. The pawpaw seed takes about 1 month. They normally take around 1 month to germinate fully. And you continue tethering to them in the nursery bed until the seedling is that size. Yeah, that is about 2 months old.
So Njoroge is still speaking about this seedling. How do you take care of it?
You normally mix the soil and manure and some little fertilizer to encourage the seed to grow quickly.
And Njoroge, since you are still at the planting phase, what is the germination process of pawpaw?
The germination process of pawpaw seeds is rather different from other seeds. The pawpaw seed is normally covered by a very hard covering, the cover of the pawpaw seed. One, it takes time to break open. When it breaks open, that is when the young plant produces the root and the shoot. It first of all has to break open.
So still at the germination, I still want to know what you do. How do you manage it?
After it has germinated, you continue taking care of the seedling when they are in the nursery bed. Watering as soon as it appears dry or rather wanting to be watered. Secondly, you keep on checking whether there are pests. If they are there.
Are these pawpaws prone to pests and diseases?
They normally get affected by pests. You have the thrips. They are troublesome pests. You have the spider mites. They are also troublesome. I think just those two.
So how do you normally control them?
Unfortunately, some pests cannot be controlled in any other way. You have to use some chemical, but then you make sure that you use chemicals in a safe way.
So when you say safety, what are those safety measures?
you make sure that the chemical, the pesticide you are using is the recommended. Yeah, the recommended type.
Is our soil ready?
It is ready now.
Okay. Now we can plant this.
You remove the paper, you tear.
So that it retains the soil.
To make sure that the soil does not get loose, because if it gets loose, the seedling may wilt.
So it will shake the soil.
Yeah, after that,
do you need this fork?
I can kneel.
Okay.
Kneel. You prepare a pot that is going to hold the seedling.
I see it requires a lot of water.
Yeah. And then from there you just cover, you make sure that you cover it up to where it was covered in the paper. Yeah, you cover like that. And when it is like that, it is good to go.
Really? So do we cover?
No. This basin is there for holding the irrigating the water that will be used for irrigating.
Njoroge, this is quite interesting.
And you know, as it grows, the roots are going to come up.
Yes.
And they cover much of the remaining space of the hole. So
after planting Njoroge, how long will it take up to harvest?
After planting the Vega F1 seedling in the planting hole, it actually takes 8 months before you can harvest your first fruit.
It will take like a year.
2/3 of an year, because 18 months is 2/3 of an year.
So after planting like this, Njoroge, what are some of the management practices so that you get good yields?
After you have done this, we know pawpaws normally do not require fertilizer. You do not apply fertilizer. It is just watering, weeding the farm. Yeah.
But Njoroge, your farm is so clean.
Yeah.
It is very clean.
Checking whether there are pests. In the case they are there, that is when you may need to control them. Sometimes we control them using pressure water. Yeah, we control them using pressure water. And but when the conditions dictate, we spray. For example, these ones, we have sprayed them only 3 times since we planted them. So they are actually almost 100% organic.
So hapa venye umesema it's the sweetest variety.
Yeah.
Si tunapenda kutest sana kwa shamba. Kuna yenye tunaweza test hapa?
We have some atakona.
Atakona somewhere.
Somewhere.
Kuna zenye zimeiva?
Yeah.
We must ascertain that it's the sweetest.
Twende.
Enyewe hizi ni dwarf.
Yeah.
Inabidi tuchuchumae tu hivi. Njoroge, utanisaidia aje na hii thirst yangu?
Yeah, we have a pawpaw for your sugar levels.
Oh yes, my sugar levels.
Yeah, you replace the lost energy.
Yes, I need to restore my lost energy for sure.
Okay, here we have the pawpaw I promised you for your sugar level.
Yeah, I see you've prepared for me.
You can see this pawpaw is almost 100% yellow. It was harvested 10 days ago.
10 days?
Yes, you cannot harvest and eat when it is freshly picked.
That's a long time. Why?
Because it is normally bitter because of the sap.
Okay, to cut it.
You cut here and then you cut it this way.
It looks so ripened nicely. We can't afford to drop it. Look at that. It is really nice, right? Really beautiful. Hey. Nice. It's ripe and it's straight from this farm. I see people dry these seeds so that it can germinate.
And hizi ukikausha, you'll be frustrated.
Wow, I think you'll be frustrated.
They cannot bear the quality you can see here. The quality you can see in this farm.
Oh, right.
haitamea. So we are through,
So hii naonanga ikitolewa hivi.
Nachagua ile kidogo.
Sitaki kubwa sana. Nitakula baadaye. Nezeeka hapa.
Taste and tell me.
Acha nikate hivi nionje ya kwanza. Nijue kama ni tamu. Umesema it's the sweetest pawpaw.
Vega F1 by Royal Seeds. The best.
Okay, the best.
Yeah. You feel the flavor.
Cheers.
It is awesome.
Really sweet. I agree with him. It's one of the sweetest pawpaws here. You said it's called what?
Vega F1.
Vega F1.
Yeah.
It is sweet. It is sweet. Trust me. Sasa tuende to harvest zingine.
Yes, let's go.
Ai, acha nibebe kisi yetu.
Hatutumii kisu
harvest. Tunakota na mkono.
Twende hivi.
Okay. So unaangalia ile yenye imekuwa yellow kabisa.
It cannot be yellow kabisa because they will normally be destroyed by birds. So we start with harvest when they have started showing yellow.
Okay.
Yeah, not when they are fully yellow.
Oh, like this one now, this is ready for harvest.
This one has started changing color from green to yellow. This one is ready for harvest. You twist like this. Yeah. You see the yellow color. Yeah, this one is ripe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sawa, in number 1, we go for number 2. So you told me to twist it.
You twist it, yes. Twist. Yeah, you can see.
Ah, look at this. It's more than a kg.
It's almost 2.
Yeah, it's almost 2 kgs.
Yeah.
This is really nice. Njoroge, you say this is Vega F1, yet with the same variety I see different shapes. What's the difference?
Vega F1 is normally a hermaphrodite. When they say hermaphrodite, it means it is both male and female. So the fruits that are born by the tree that would have been the male are normally long, and the fruits that are born by the tree that would have been the female are normally short and thick.
So just like a woman. So there's a female and there's a male pawpaw, but they produce fruits.
The male fruits are this one, the female fruits are short and thick.
Now I'm still curious, Njoroge. What are some of the interesting things also you've discovered along the way as being a pawpaw farmer?
May I say the amazing thing is that as the producer of the seed has said, that you start harvesting your first fruits after 80 months. I have proved that one is true. Yeah, because it is actually after 80 months that I started harvesting the first fruit.
You're so passionate about this type of farming. How did you begin? What were you doing before this?
May I say that I've been a teacher for over 35 years. And since I was sure that I was coming for retirement come January 2022, I started finding out what I can do for my fallback plan. And finally, I decided to try the pawpaw. This is after visiting a friend or two. One of them is at Biashara in Tharaka-Nithi.
So now with your fallback plan, how is it faring?
I see that the plan is good.
How do you find it?
Last week, but one, I harvested just a ton. And I know by August or September, I'll be making 2 tons, 2.5 tons. That would be good money. Speaking
of money, how much will a kg retail at? And what are your expectations in your next harvest?
Currently, I'm selling at 35 shillings per kilogram, but my buyers have promised me that come August, they will be ready to pay me 40 shillings a kilogram. Wow. Because at that time, the temperatures will start going up, and most people will be out to eat fruit. And since you've been in this type of farming for quite some time now, what are some of the nutritional values that you know can help someone when they consume pawpaws? Pawpaws, when you go to the Google, is one of the most healthy fruits to eat. It has very many nutrients. Yeah. Njoroge, since your farm is really productive and I see very good yields, where's your market? My buyers are from Nairobi. One of them in City Park. The other one takes my fruits to Wagige in Kiambu.
So you have different places where you sell these produce.
But I know that I'm going to get more farmers, more buyers.
Njoroge, your produce is really sweet. I can attest to that. But now, what makes it so sweet?
I think it is because we have done it more organically. Yeah, because we do not use fertilizer. We do minimal sprays. For example, these fruits, you can see them at this level. We have sprayed only 3 times since we planted them.
But what's your secret?
I think it is the favor of God.
For sure.
Yeah.
So Njoroge, for someone who's now wanting to venture into pawpaw farming, what would be your advice to that particular person?
It is good to know that you source for your seeds from the right source. Because if you source your seeds from the wrong source, you may be frustrated. I sourced my seeds from Farmers World at Kijabe in Nairobi. I think they are reliable dealers.
As we come to the end, tell us, is this a profitable venture?
I believe this is a profitable venture because when you look at a tree like this one, it has more than 50 fruits. Even if you count one fruit to be 1 kg, that is 50 kilograms. If you have 1,000 trees, you multiply by 50, you can see how many tons you have. Then you sell a kilo at between 35 and 40. You cannot miss something to do with $1 million plus in a year.
Okay, Njoroge, so we continue with our harvesting.
Pawpaw ziko, nitakupatia za kwenda kula na marafiki, familia na marafiki.
Exactly.
Ili wajue kilimo cha mwalimu aliyestaafu kiko namna gani.
So you know I'm from a family of teachers as well.
Welcome.
So hizi zitachukua siku ngapi zikuiva?
Around 10 days.
Around 10 days.
But you just be checking when it's 100% yellow. You just cut and eat.
10 days.
10
will
days.
Be ready.
Yeah.
Wow. Njoroge, thank you so much. Leo nimesoma mengi. Nimesoma mengi sana that I didn't know about pawpaw.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for allowing us into your farm today.
Okay. Na mimi acha niseme nimefurahi sana kwa sababu ya kutembelewa na nyinyi. Acha niseme tumekuwa na siku nzuri. Nimefurahi sana.
Thank you so much, Njoroge.
Yeah.
Wow, it's been quite an insightful show. Look at this, a bumper harvest right here, and behind me, Njoroge is going to have a bumper harvest, give or take, like in 2 months, or maybe in the next week also. There are many things to harvest here. So I hope you've learned something today from pawpaw farming, and this is just one variety. There are many varieties of pawpaw you can explore and you can test in your farm. So thank you so much for being part of the show. My name is Linda Koskei. See you again next Friday, sometime for yet another exciting episode of Kilimo na Biashara.